After a short trip south of the border, we return to the United States, to the state of Tennessee, to the Nashville Superspeedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. Welcome back to Firefox Cup Series Racing, everyone, and I am horribly sorry if you can hear my dog barking. He's barking at the wind. He's very loud, but let's focus on the race and the intense championship battle we have on our hands. Michal Cima, Nathan Smith, Matt Tuck, your top three in points, with Owen Miles in a close fourth, 17 points behind. I believe the highest starting of them is Nathan Smith, and he actually starts on our road with Owen Miles. But Smith starting in the 7th place position here at Nashville, a brand new sponsor, Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen. This will be their one and only race on the season. They will return next season for more primaries. Smith sits second in points, 9 points behind points leader Michal Cima, who has led since Michigan, I believe. Owen Miles led the points earlier in the season, 17 points behind in 4th. And Matt Tuck, where is he? Oh yeah, also Alejandro Cruz Jr. in the 08 for this race, Monkey Tory sponsoring the Monkey Racing clothing brand. Let's get a better view of this beautiful paint scheme. Under the lights here at Nashville, there's Matt. He's in the Advent Health car. Man, these camera angles suck. Here's Matt Tuck. I also forgot to change out Lucas Holmes' scheme, so he's back on that throwback. But Matt Tuck starting, I believe this said like 27th. No, this would be like 28th or 30th. I don't know. But he did not have a good qualifying run. And then he's starting alongside Nicholas Dewey, who's in another new scheme. I think this is also going to be a one-off, but the Sabaton Steel Commanders single that released last week, I believe. He's running a scheme here for that. And Michal Cima, the points leader, he starts way back in the pack right here. And I want to say this is also about 30th, 32nd maybe. Like, he has a lot of ground to make up. And so does Matt Tuck. But the points leaders right now, they are, or at least the top, first and third in points. Not looking too hot here for the start of the race. On pole is Joshua Henderson, who is looking to close out this season strong. 33rd in points. Has not had a good season at all. So we're going to be seeing if he can make up and get his first win on the season. The first win for Hendablaze Motorsports, which will rebrand to Collins Motorsports with the change of ownership going to Mitchell Collins, who drives the 02. Don't know where he is starting. Oh well. Well, it doesn't really matter where he's starting. He's not in the championship hunt at all. But things are heating up with, including this race, 4 races remaining. Next week we will head to the crazy Talladega Superspeedway. Then we go to Rockingham, and then we finish out the season strong at one of the world's most iconic tracks, the site of the Indianapolis 500, the Brickyard Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 400, presented by Firefox. Will be the final race of the season. Be sure to stick around for that race, because as it's shaping up right now, this championship battle is going to go down to that final race, and Indianapolis in NR 2003 is a very good track, especially once you get the INI and the strength just right. It is absolutely amazing. But without further ado, let's go over your starting lineup. On the pole, Joshua Henderson and Renan Isip. In the next row, Louis Zancala and Ethan Farley. Farley is in the championship hunt, however, he's down in 8th. Lost a lot of points at Mexico after getting turned off the nose of, who was it? Gavin Beers, I want to say. Now then we go to Nelson Reeves and Ryan Coggs, Nathan Smith, and Owen Miles. Brady Justin, Roberto Crown Jr., Alejandro Cruz Jr., and Roy Ribbleton. John McFadden and Miles Edgeworth, Bronson Minnick and Trey Smith, Caleb Rosa and Justin James, Landon Smith Jr. and Arthur Xavier, Nicholas Jewett, and Matt Tuck, Luca Iger, and Lucas Holmes. And let's wait for them to get all situated. Alright, here we go. Keith Martin and Mitchell Collins, Gavin Beers and Anthony Elliott, Derek Hamill and Ryan Benjamin, Logan Williams and Michal Cima, Bailey Pendergast and Vale Mosco, who won it last week at Mexico, and right on the field, Devin Fair and Amber Burnley. Burnley was the early championship favorite. That the tables have turned, and she fell down to 14th. So, I believe points-wise, I think she might be still in the hunt, but she is not in the hunt on track. It's very, very unlikely. But without further ado, here come the cars for the first time in the race onto the tri-oval, and green flag is in the air here at Nashville Superspeedway. And down through the trial for the first time this race, Joshua Henderson leads him at the line. And Nathan Smith making moves on that inside lane, almost into the top 5. He needs to throw in some great next few races. He's already having a great season right now. If the race were to end right now, he would take the points lead. But it's all about getting as many points as you can. As we see Alejandro Cruz Jr. in his third start here at Nashville. He is running quite good, and I think we're not under caution. They're just slowing down a lot through the corner. As Nathan Smith going up the inside, trying to get onto the podium spot with the brand new sponsor. Imagine getting your first one with a brand new sponsor. That's got to be some good luck for them. And Matt Tuck has fallen a lot, stuck on that outside lane. He is not having a good race for now. We'll have to see if he can maybe get something together as a lap 4 of 38. And and good news for him, Michal Cima is not having much better for races. Lucas Holmes gets into him, the contact between the 55 and the 56. And Joshua Henderson is running away with it. Nathan Smith holds the fastest lap of the race. So there's clearly speed in that 48 car. Will he be able to make the most of it? My screen keeps flashing. It is not good. I feel like my computer screen is going to blow at any moment. And then give a call to Alejandro Cruz Jr. running top 5. Well, he was running top 5, but I think he's dropped about 7th now. But give a call to him in his third start, running quite good here. Only other starts are Twin Ring Motegi and Pocono, so two very different tracks to Nashville. And running this right now his best run of his 3 starts. And top 3 have closed in. I think Joshua Henderson went a bit high. That's going to allow who's losing Kala to get to his inside. Nathan Smith falling right along here. He's going up the inside now. The 48 and the 59 side by side. Joshua Henderson drops to 3rd. Nathan Smith and Luis Ancala side by side for the race lead. Still down the backstretch. And now it's 3 wide. Nathan Smith, Joshua Henderson, Luis Ancala. Henderson having a fantastic run through the middle of the corner. Trying to get by Nathan Smith on the outside lane. And he's making it work. He's got the momentum to pass. They were dead even at the line there. Oh, and he goes high, and that's going to kill his momentum. Maybe not. He's going very fast, making the outside lane work in the 21 car. And he's to the race lead once again. Nathan Smith fighting back on the inside, trying to get by. This is a fantastic battle for the race lead between these three drivers. And that, Nelson Reeves and Lance Smith Jr. can stop battling each other, that'll allow them to close in. We could have a 4-5 car battle for the race lead, as Nathan Smith finally gets by Joshua Henderson. His run on the outside lane finally stalled out. And now Alejandro Cruz Jr. moving up into that 5th place position. A great run for that 08 Monkey Racing car. And Zancala and Henderson still side by side for the race lead. And Smith still holds the fastest lap, followed by Zancala. And let's go check on the other championship contenders. Owen Miles has dropped like a rock. He is way back in the field. This is not good for him. He started top 10, and this is, where is he right now? He is in 25th. So, not a good showing for Owen Miles at all. And Matt Tuck just having an absolutely horrendous race. Like, he is not doing good at all. Good news for him, Michal Cima isn't doing too well either. But Nathan Smith and Ethan Farley, I think Farley was running top 10, or around there. Farley running around the top 10, and Nathan Smith obviously leading the race. He is gapping them tremendously. As Henderson now going by for that 2nd place position. We'll have to see if he can run down Smith. Maybe pull out what he did when he was battling Smith for the race lead. As I was not expecting that high side to work as well as it did for Henderson. That was very, very impressive there. Which proves why he is going to remain at his team for next season. Even with the rebrand to Collins Racing. And Zancala now going up the inside. As it's not going to work. Henderson is able to hold on to that 2nd place. That battling just allows Smith to pull away more and more. As now the battle for 3rd is heating up. Zancala may lose it to Arthur Xavier. And yes, he will, though they're still side by side, but Xavier gaps him into the corner. Slows down big time. As Henderson just able to make that middle lane work in 1 and 2. He's not really able to make it work through 3 and 4, but through 1 and 2, he is able to make that. He's able to make that work tremendously. As I just found a hole in my sock. That's very fun. Not fun at all, actually. As Xavier and Henderson still battling for that 2nd place position. The middle lane didn't work very well that time. And now 4 cars battling for that 2nd place position. Oh, what happened to Alejandro Cruz Jr.? Okay, he's running 11th. I thought he hit the wall or something. But Xavier at the line has that 2nd place position. As this battling is just allowing Nathan Smith to pull away. And Owen Miles is going to lose a lot of points right now. Last car on the track, just last car on the track right now. He is doing absolutely horrendous. And bad news for Matt Tuck. Michal Cima is pulling away. And even worse, the 2 drivers who's been really battling right now to try and catch Cima are both running inside the top 10. One of them is leading the race. feels like it's starting to mellow down now as we are almost to the halfway mark, I believe. Let me do some quick math. Yeah, about almost halfway mark. And 1 lap away from beginning the halfway mark. As Nathan Smith, utter domination from about 7th on the grid. Was able to get by to the race lead and just has driven away with it. So let's go through the field. So lots of jostling for positions back here. As Matt Tuck, just a horrendous race for him. This is not what that 54 team needed. Running 29th while sitting 3rd in points. 2 bad races in a row. This could kill their championship hopes. Especially with Talladega being the next race on the schedule. You want to do good here because you don't know what's going to happen at Talladega. It is an extremely wild track. And that race could turn the championship on its head. Say Nathan Smith, Ethan Farley, Michal Cima get involved. That could open the door for Matt Tuck to come through and steal the points lead. Even if Tuck doesn't win the championship, he has had a fantastic season. To miss 5 or 6 races at the start of the season, come through and be fighting for a championship. And just absolutely amazing work from that 54 team. It's going to be great to see what they can do next season. As up front, the race has mellowed down, although Xavier is closing in on Nathan Smith. So Xavier has right now probably the fastest car on the racetrack. Smith still holds the fastest lap of the race, but obviously that was set 5 laps in. This is 22 laps in, so I don't think you're going to be running under 30, about 30.3 second laps on as old of tires as these are. And the gap is shrinking every lap. Nathan Smith has got to be feeling the pressure now. He knows Xavier is closing. He knows there's over 10 laps left, and at the rate of closure, I believe Xavier will catch him. Arthur looking for his 2nd win of the season, sits 5th in points. Forgot to mention him. He is 30 points behind the points leader, but with the race Cima has had, Xavier would probably about move up into 3rd, I think. So this race could bring Arthur Xavier into the championship hunt even more than he already was. And if he is able to close into Nathan Smith and get by him, then that'll be his 2nd win on the season. He will tie Logan Williams, except he'll do what Logan Williams couldn't and fight for a championship. Although, can't give Williams too much flack. He is back to 11th in points. I believe after his 2nd win, he was 22nd or 20th. He has not had a very good season, but he is the highest car on his team. And actually, the gap between Xavier and Smith grew that time. And I want to say we're going to catch lap traffic, but this race, if it did go on about, I want to say about 10 laps longer, we probably would catch lap traffic, but I don't think we will this time. We have Smith about halfway, about a half track length in front of the final car in the field. That's still running. At least we haven't had a DNF, but that is the 69 of Justin James, as Matt Tuck has fallen to 31st. Michal Cima has crawled his way up to 18th. Michal Cima is an absolute machine. as Xavier once again closed the gap. Matt Tuck just stuck in traffic. He's had an absolutely horrendous race. There's nothing else you can say. He just did not have a car this weekend. Clearly neither did Owen Miles. As Tuck getting through by, that's not going to help him either. As the gap up front shrunk a lot that lap. As Cima trying to go around Alejandro Cruz Jr. has fallen back a lot. Was running top 5, now he's fighting to stay in the top 20. I think I jinxed him early on. Logan Williams 11th in points. I actually think he still is in the championship hunt. Harry's like, yeah, he's actually still realistically in the championship hunt. 56 points back. If the rest of the championship contenders have as bad of a race, if they all have as bad of a race as they are this week, Logan Williams could be a dark horse contender for the championship. As I say that, I'm going to jinx him. But at one point, this gap between Smith and Xavier was about 2.5 seconds. Xavier has cut it down to he's cut it to under a second. Xavier is flying. Arthur Xavier is probably the fastest car on the track right now. Like I said, I can't check lap by lap times, but Xavier is absolutely flying. Nathan Smith, he can now see him out of the back windshield. He knows Xavier's closing, and he's just got to hold on for 8 more laps now to get his first career win and take the points lead. He's just got to hold him off for 8 more laps. As the blinking on my screen keeps getting worse and worse. I don't know if it's showing up for you guys, but every now and then it flashes white, and I don't like it. Now, 7 laps to go. The gap did shrink that time. Xavier, however, the closer he gets to Smith, the more the gap seems to shrink less. At 7 laps to go, we're gonna have this could be an all-time classic finish. And now coming to 6 laps to go. I think the gap actually grew that time. Xavier he did not gain that lap. He lost time. Good sign if you're Nathan Smith, bad sign if you're Arthur Xavier. Logan Williams dropping to 9th. Being passed by Roy Revelton, who probably should have won that Mexico race until he hit the wall. And looks like the gap grew again, or I think the gap shrunk again. I think Xavier closed in. He did. This is the closest he's been all race. He's gonna have to not make any more mistakes. 5 laps to go. The 09 is closing, and he's closing fast. Nathan Smith slow on the inside. Xavier makes the outside lane work just like Joshua Henderson did. As this gap is so small. That's what she said. And Xavier's going to go by on the inside. He's trying to go by Nathan Smith. Maybe contact. They're side by side going into turn 1. Smith has got to fight on the high side. He's not going to fight. He's going to give the lead to Xavier. Now he's going to fight running that middle lane. Will he go to the inside? Yes, he does. Nathan Smith back to the inside trying to fight for the race lead. He's gonna still be side by side with Xavier. I thought he had the run into the corner. Guess he didn't. Xavier fighting him on the outside lane. Smith obviously has the preferred line, except for in turn 1, as Arthur Xavier leads that lap narrowly over Nathan Smith. And now he goes wide. However, he's gonna have that middle lane grip or whatever. I don't know. But that middle lane just has some black magic working for it in turn 1. Nathan Smith back to the race lead. Xavier dropping off a bit. As my dog is barking once again. And Xavier's still within striking distance. He just needs to get that middle lane to work again. And he can get back around Nathan Smith. We could see a photo finish here. 2 laps to go. Xavier is close, but he's not going to be close enough this time. Lap and a half to go. Nathan Smith leads into turn 3. Now through turns 3 and 4, coming to the white flag, through the tri-oval on the penultimate lap. White flag in the air. 1 to go here at Nashville Superspeedway in the Music City 400. Nathan Smith, Arthur Xavier. Xavier's close. He's there. Not close enough through turns 1 and 2. I think this race may be over. Xavier's going to have to pull something big here. But I don't think he's going to be able to pull it. For the first time this season, Nathan Smith is going to be a Firefox Cup Series winner. He wins the Nashville Superspeedway and claims his first victory of the season and the points lead. Nathan Smith is your Music City 400 winner in a very thrilling battle between him and Arthur Xavier in those final 6 or so laps. And now let's go over your results. Logan Williams clawed his way up to 7th, 7th place racing there. Now, let's go over your final results. Nathan Smith and Arthur Xavier 1-2, followed by Joshua Henderson, Landon Smith Jr., Louis Zancala, Nelson Reeves, Logan Williams, Ethan Farley, Roy Ribbleton, Roberto Crown Jr., Trey Smith, Ryan Benjamin, Vale Mosco, Brady Just, Ember Burnley, Ryan Coggs, John McFadden, Devin Fair, Michal Cima has somehow clawed his way up into a top 20. Well, that man has some black magic working for him, as just giving some blood to the blood god, as he can start like dead last on the grid and he will still somehow get a top 20, sometimes even a top 10. He is just absolutely insane. And then we go Keith Martin, Bailey Pendergast, Luca Iger, Bronson Minnick, Nicholas Dewey, Gavin Beers, Alejandro Cruz Jr., Derek Hamill, Miles Edgeworth, Owen Miles, Mitchell Collins, Renan Nissip, Matt Tuck, horrid day for him. Caleb Rose, Lucas Holmes, Anthony Elliott, and rounding out the field, Justin James in the 69 car. Thank you all for watching this race. It's actually a lot shorter than I thought it was. But once again, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this race, and I will see you next week for the A&W Root Beer $4.99 at Talladega. And once again, thank you all for watching, and points will now show, and bye.